Alright, this is my son's 2005 Nissan Xterra. We bought it 2 months ago, and I just learned about a class action lawsuit about the transmission fluid and the cross connection with the radiator coolant for the transmission. They went on YouTube last night and looked at this and found out a whole lot of things that really bothered me. My son was driving home last night and the car started shuddering and vibrating, and then it would not move, and we limped it home. And they on YouTube and other articles on the internet, it said that there'd be a problem, that you could pull this up and it would be a milky substance, that the radiator fluid would be cloudy like a milkshake. And there you have it. Called Nissan. Nissan says that they extended the warranty, and if you're over 100,000 miles, you're just shafted. The cost is going to be anywhere from $5,000 to $9,500 to repair. The vehicle costs $10,000, and Nissan acts like they don't give a rip. So I would advise everybody to get on the internet and tell everybody to not buy Nissan. I called in a complaint to the National Highway Transportation Group. They said that they don't have a recall, but they are investigating the situation. I would advise you, if you had a Nissan Xterra, a Nissan Pathfinder, a Nissan Frontier, that it is from 2005 to 2010, I advise you to do everything you can to shut Nissan down, because they're not going to respond until there's a recall. And I would call the National Highway Transportation Safety Group and file a complaint. I'd call the Attorney General, and I would call the who's the other group? I don't know. I can't remember the other group. The Federal Trade Commission, excuse me, the Federal Trade Commission, and lodge as many complaints as you can. But what they're saying is that what happens is there's a hose or some other kind of tubing in the radiator between that is the coolant for the transmission, and it has a failure problem. And when it fails, you have no way of knowing what's going on, but it will all of a sudden it will mix the transmission fluid and the radiator coolant, and it will absolutely destroy your transmission. And so what happens, depending on how much damage you have to replace the radiator, you have to replace the transmission, and you might have to replace the torque converter, and all that can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $9,500. And then if you have a $10,000 used vehicle, you're going to put in another $10,000 to repair it, because you can't unload this thing. And look how clean that engine is. Now, would you ever imagine that you had a problem? And we've only had this vehicle 2 months. So the class action lawsuit was settled in January of 2013. Nothing was sent out to tell everybody that there was a transmission problem associated with Nissans in that year. But now what am I going to do with a vehicle other than get it fixed? Because nobody's going to take a vehicle that has that kind of problem.